It's difficult to accept the absolute first Realme telephone was delivered as of late as 2018. The organization has delivered a stunning 44 telephones in only 4 years, albeit not all have been accessible universally. Be that as it may, the most recent Realme 9 series is all around addressed in the UK and Europe. 5 of the 6 handsets have come to these shores, including the ordinary Realme 9. At £249 divided by €279, it's still pretty much in financial plan telephone and area, yet the Realme 9 5G is accessible at a similar cost. The standard model is restricted to 4G yet offers a few better specs somewhere else. Is sufficiently that to make it a reasonable choice? Or would it be a good idea for you to decide on one of the numerous extraordinary options around this cost? I put in half a month with the Realme 9 to find out. Design and fabricate. Premium form, regardless of plastic back. Moderately minimal and lightweight. Frustrating unique finger impression sensor. The Realme the 9th may be a financial plan telephone, yet its strong design makes certain to blow some people's minds. That probably won't be evident from the front, yet flipping it over uncovers the eye-getting plastic completion. It's reflexive and reflects and sparkles in a manner that copies glass, yet without the expanded weight or delicacy. The impact is quickly apparent on the dynamic Sunburst Gold model I tried, yet you'll in any case see it on the Stargaze White and Meteor Dark adaptations. I at first viewed this as irritating, however it developed on me during my testing time. Not every person will think that it is stylishly satisfying, however, and you'll have to go case aloud to see the full advantage. By 2022 guidelines, Realme has settled on a conventional design on the front. The main genuine element of note is the poke hole for the selfie camera in the upper left corner. I generally favor a focal situation, however immediately became acclimated to this format. It's profoundly far-fetched to at any point darken critical data there. The Realme 9 additionally has an optical and show unique finger impression scanner, however I wish it didn't. Selecting is adequately simple, however I reliably attempted to open the telephone along these lines. Not exactly 50% of my endeavors were effective, and, surprisingly, then it was a lot more slow than numerous different telephones. It left me depending on the less safe face open, which isn't great. Thin bezels can be tracked down on the top and sides of the telephone, yet the telephone actually has an enormous jawline. There's not a lot to think of home about on the sides of the telephone, with volume controls on one side and power button on the other. Annoyingly, the last option sets off the Google partner as opposed to drive controls, of course. However, this can without much of a stretch be changed in setting. A USB-C port and descending terminating speaker can be found at the base, close by a 3.5mm earphone jack. It's uncommon to see the choice to associate wired earphones nowadays. However, I value its consideration here. Regardless of the huge showcase, Realme 9 remaining parts astonishingly minimal. At 8mm thick and 178 grams, it's one of the most compact and pocketable big screen telephones around. Screen and speakers, Full HD, 90Hz OLED show. Incredible, rich survey insight. Single speaker is disappointing. Show is where the Realme 9 truly succeeds. It's a 6.4" 1080 by 2400 board, trading out LCD on the 5G model for predominant OLED here. The screen sticks at the run-of-the-mill 20:9 viewpoint proportion, with those thin bezels giving it a decent 84.2% screen-to-body proportion. As those specs recommend, the Realme 9 conveys a fantastic review insight. You get dynamic tones, profound blacks, and a lot of detail. You can't request significantly more costing this much. The screen likewise gets genuinely splendid, making it for the most part noticeable except if you're in direct daylight. The main compromise is a 90Hz refresh rate, rather than 120Hz on the Realme 9 5G. Nonetheless, this ought not be an over-the-top reason to worry. It actually provides a recognizable advantage contrasted with the standard 60Hz. Simply ensure you turn it on in settings. As I suggested, the Realme 9 has a solitary descending terminating speaker. It doesn't join with the earpiece for a stereo arrangement, and that's what the outcomes mirror. Notwithstanding getting amazingly clearly, the telephone needs bass and is prone to twisting at higher volumes. It's fine for virtual entertainment and an intermittent YouTube video, simply not substantially more. Specs and execution. Controlled by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 680. Consolidates with 8GB of Smash and 128GB of storage. Fine for regular use, however lazy on occasion. Considering all the emphasis on 5G nowadays, it's not difficult to fail to remember that Qualcomm is as yet making new 4G chips. They incorporate 2021 Snapdragon 680, which controls the Realme 9. The top spec model I tried matches it with 8GB of SLAM. However, a less expensive setup drops it down to 6GB. Execution from the telephone is fine. I've tried a few top-of-the-line Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 telephones as of late, so don't have any desire to be too cruel. However, the Realme 9 feels lazy on occasion. It's most recognizable while opening, shutting applications, or performing various tasks, with critical postponements between tapping the screen and it really playing out the activity. There's just a single choice with regards to inside storage, 128 gigabytes. That could feel a piece on the low side, yet the Realme 9 backings extension through a microSD card. As referenced over, the telephone is restricted to 4G associations, so in the event that you realize you need quicker 5G rates, you should look somewhere else. Cameras. 108MP fundamental sensor is noteworthy. 8MP wide point and 2MP full-scale pour by examination. Incredible 16MP selfie camera. Gone are the days when spending plan telephones could pull off below average cameras. That is clear on the Realme 9, which has a 26mm primary sensor at 108MP. A higher megapixel count seldom rises to better photographs, yet you generally just see this kind of focal point on leads. Stills from the essential camera are amazing, offering good variety, precision, and noteworthy powerful reach. It's especially adroit at scene shots, however can battle with openness where there's less normal light. Programming and updates. Realme UI 3.0 over Android 12. Custom skin has a couple of outstanding contrasts, qualified for somewhere around 2 Android rendition refreshes. The telephone runs the custom Realme UI 3.0 skin over Android 12. Realme's approach to programming is marginally unique to researches, with outstanding changes to fast settings, the application cabinet, and camera application. All vibe instinctive and simple to explore. Yet there's an unequivocal expectation to learn and adapt in the event that you're coming from a Pixel or Samsung telephone. Realme has additionally chosen to incorporate its own adaptations of many stock applications, including picture display, voice recorder, and number cruncher. None of these can be uninstalled, meaning you might be left with abundance programming you will not at any point use. However, a lot of Android telephone producers are at legitimate fault for this.